your girl Bunny, back again with another video. For the people who are new, I appreciate you for coming. Welcome, welcome. You are here to learn some knowledge from more. Okay? To the people who have already been here, if you're coming back, what's up, gang? Okay, I appreciate y'all for always coming back. For the new people, and even if you've been here before, if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button down below, and also turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss anything that I post. I'm always dropping some knowledge, dropping some heat, dropping some fun and fundamental stuff. Okay, let me say that again: some fun and fundamental stuff. So with that being said, also go ahead and hit that like button, give us a thumbs up. We want to continue to build up the algorithm so that my videos can show up more to you guys and also to other people, so that we can continue to spread this knowledge and hopefully start a domino effect of positivity around the world. I'm able to create world peace amongst everybody. Okay, we accept everybody, no matter what you is, who you is, what you got going on. You got a good spirit, you got good energy, positive energy, high hopes. I'm here for you. With that in mind, I want to get into today's topic, which is domestic violence. Today, if you can see my background, I'm actually at an event for domestic violence. Women who have been involved in domestic violence, and I first want to say that domestic violence does not have a gender. This can happen to someone who is male or female, so that's one. Two, I also want to say, if you're going through domestic violence right now, there is help that is out there for you. Okay. But yes, domestic violence is not gender based. This can happen to a man or woman. That's first of all. Second of all, to anyone who is going through a domestic violence situation, understand that there is help out here for you. There is people out here that can help, whether that be family, that be friends, or even a stranger. But most importantly, I want you to know that the help starts within yourself. You gotta want the help in order to get the help and receive the help. I also want to say, if you have surpassed the domestic violence stage, if you have been in domestic violence and you have been a victim of it and you have passed this stage, I want to say that you are strong, you are a beautiful person, and do not let what the damages that a person did to you overcome you and control your life. Please find a way to heal from that, whether that be self-healing, you go to a therapist, you reaching out to a friend, vent to a friend, but always try to heal in a healthy manner. With that in mind, I also want you guys, I'm going to put it in the description box below, but my ebook is available still. It is called Dear Diary of a Shadow Work Healing for the Soul. I have over 50 prompts of questions that you can ask yourself to stimulate your mind, stimulate your brain, bring you back to that dark side of who you are. We all have a good and a bad. That's a part of world balance. That's how things balance out. But understand that if you have control over your bad, or if you have not even bad, if you have control over your flaws or what you think is your downfalls, it makes you a stronger person. No one can throw up what you got going on or what you've been through in your face and make you feel bad for that. With that in mind, again, I am at a domestic violence event. I'm gonna ask the host to see if I can record segments of it as part of the video. Hopefully she says yes. But I want to bring you guys in so you can see how women come together for a great cause, and you can too, whether this is in a small group amongst your friends, whether this is in a big group. If you decide to host an event yourself, there is always help. There will always be help. But I'll be back later on once I go inside, and I'll also be back again after the event to do a quick wrap up. And I also have some notes written down for you guys as far as forms of domestic violence, as well as tips to overcome domestic violence, and also healing tips as well for once you overcome the domestic violence or leave the situation you're in that consists of domestic violence. So all that to say, I love y'all. Y'all are strong. You are beautiful. Don't let nobody tell you different. And I'll see y'all later.
goes with marriage. I gained 4 children, 1 son, 3 daughters, and 1 son. I'm going to first go into domestic abuse. It is defined as a pattern of behavior in any relationship that is used to gain or maintain power and control over intimate partner. The 3 types and examples are physical, sexual, and emotional, which are examples of injury, careful, yelling, slap, kick, grab, choke, blame, manipulation, psychological acts of hurt, deceit, threats, and humiliation. Domestic violence affects people of all age, race, and education levels. Approximately 1 in 4 experience violence compared to 1 in 13 men. So the women are the most affected by domestic abuse. And the ages are 18 to 24. 89% of Pakistan women are abused on an average. Nearly 20% of men are victims. And Kentucky has the highest domestic in the U.S. 45.3 of women, 35.5 of men. During COVID, 77 community areas in Chicago were affected. Keep in mind, this is just what was reported. It was 28% of Black, 19% of Hispanic and Latino, 18% of white, and 12% of other race. College students are affected as well. Domestic abuse can accumulate into serious physical injury or death, which causes isolation, numerous phone calls, or order of protection. It affects one's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, have great impact on your mental status, which increases anxiety, stress, and depression. So I'm going to take a break, a brief moment to go into that in detail. Sometimes in life, us as women, we want to look good for others, but are we really feeling good on the inside? When you're mentally suffering, and I feel everybody deserves a fair chance. Life is living, enjoying, having happiness. Why should you have to be worried about what a man say to you, what he do to tear you down? Because hurt people hurt people. And in many cases, we all know that we either grew up in a home or we knew of someone that suffered through domestic violence, but we was too afraid to say something. And then it results in someone getting hurt, possible death. So my second phase of this there are 3 distinct phrases. Number 1, tension building phrase. Number 2, violent episode phrase. That's where the physical abuse comes in. And the 3rd, remorseful honeymoon phase, which where gifts are given, apologies, but only thing that will remain the same is abuse. Only the gifts will change. Please observe a man's actions and not his words. If a person doesn't face their past and issues, they repeat it. And there are 4 different types of men that I don't know if you ladies were aware of, because I've really been digging so deep on domestic violence and the way it has affected my life for these past years. It is what you call a confused man. Don't know what he wants, but he still want to linger you around, tell you all the things you want to hear, sell your dreams, may even go to the extreme to even buy you a ring, like you're going to become his when he had no intentions on just sleeping with you, getting what he can get out. There's the boy that never grows up, make excuses for everything, looking hurt people hurt. I knew this for 15 years and 7 years of marriage where the nightmare began. I suffered from physical and emotional during my relationship. It started as a simple push, to a slap, to a choke, to pulling my hair, from being dragged from behind, from being punched in the head numerous amounts of times. Yelled at, majority of the time right in front of my children in the home. Many apologies afterwards, broken promises, lies, cheating, and manipulation occurred. The situation escalated when my ex-husband would drink. Was the most devastating she heard me through my prayers. And she came upstairs, and I will never forget it. We have been connected ever since then. She came upstairs and she said, "Can you step to your door for a minute?" I had just got into a fight with her, so how can I show my face? I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. So I'm hiding behind the door. She said, "Can I step in?" Norman looked at me like, "Let her in. You're going to get it worse." I know the look. So when he stepped in, and she looked at me one time, and she knew exactly what was going on. She said, "When he leaves, I need to speak to you." I went down to her house. I spoke to her. She said, "Rachel, I hear you." By the way, we introduced our names. She said, "I hear you." She said, "You are a woman of God. And your prayers, I hear you on your knees and praying. God will deliver you." She helped me in every way that she can. She helped my children. She referred me to resources. Told me, "You got to tell somebody. You cannot keep on doing this." Normal and never faced her because he knew she was right over me. So he's been on this journey with me up until I divorced him. And even some after that. And oftentimes, my oldest girl, freshman and all that I've been through. So the little girl that was once on the inside of me, she's now free. There's nothing I can add. There's nothing you can take away. That is the beginning result. Prayer, fasting, many times. Then I started to work on myself. And then that's when I began to face all my past issues. Because if I never heal from my past, I'm going to keep repeating the same thing, and negative energy is going to keep me in trance. Meditation, music of my choice, and that's a lot of gospel music. I even did research on men, which my current fiance to this day was the one that gave me the website, told me on your own, you do research about men. He said, always watch their actions and not what they're saying. So he was like it. We talked and before I got here, I shed tears. I was trying to get out, like I can't do this. I don't want to open up about it. He said, yes, you will. Because you are my beautiful snow. And you're going to get up there and you're going to do good. And then I even started writing in my journal that I have today. I created a vision board, which Denise introduced me to, and then a niece of mine. And on that vision board, every single thing has now manifested. Hold on and trust the process. Thank you.
As you seen from the previous videos that I just inserted into this clip, okay, so I first want to re-explain what this group is. They are named 360 Sisters of Hope. That is the name of their foundation or organization group. I will leave their contact information down below as well for women who for women who have been through any and everything, not just domestic violence. And me saying that, I want to also get into the fact, yeah, people are my ways at the park. maybe that's just, you know, the little kid in me. Well, back on topic. Yeah, so this group is not only for domestic violence, they are founded around women empowerment, women who have went through anything that could be traumatic, that could be hurtful, and just coming together and sharing their experiences in the hopes of healing together. Of course, you have to do the healing yourself with your individual self, and then come together as a group to heal together. But they pretty much they're like a support group for women. And each month they have meetings, and they do different topics that relate to what women go through. So this month was about domestic violence. I want to first say I love the sun shining on me, but I am very thankful that I was able to have this experience. I don't talk about it much because I'm still, you know, going through the healing phase. I wouldn't say that I'm 100% healed, but me, myself, I am a woman who have been through domestic violence. Yes, I am only 21 years old, but I have myself experienced domestic violence. And I just want to say, as a survivor, once you get through it, once you find that courage and build that strength to officially move on and finally tell yourself, I'm not going back no more, I'm not going back this time, it's gonna hurt. Then first, for me, I can't say this for everyone's experience, but my first almost 2 to 3 months, it was me crying, me getting used to being alone again, me getting used to there was a point in time where I didn't even realize I hadn't looked in the mirror at myself. Like, that's just how bad the situation was. Like, I came to a point where I realized, like, dang, you haven't even really looked at yourself in a long time. So when I went to that mirror and I seen that little broken girl, I'm just like, this is not me. Like, I looked at a mess. My hair wasn't done, the clothes that I had on, like, I just wasn't myself. But I also took that as, okay, this is a transformation that I am going through. And once I put it into that perspective, into a more positive perspective than a negative, because you have to go through a test in order to tell your testimony. Okay, let me say that one more time. You have to go through a test to have a testimony. So with that being said, yes, this group is not only about domestic violence. Again, their name is 360 Sisters of Hope. Okay, and it honestly, when I was in there, like, I didn't record the conversation, like the interactions that everyone had together, because they kind of did like a popcorn thing where everyone just said their piece, whether it was what they went through or if it was some words of encouragement. It really felt like a sisterhood. It really felt like family for me, at least. That was the energy, that was the vibes that I had. And one of the things that the lady touched me, she said, like I just said, we are the energy, that was the vibes that I had. And one of the things that the lady touched me, she said, like I just said, we are here to support you through your healing process, and we all go heal together. But you gotta want to heal first and heal yourself. We don't want to include or involve women who, well, she didn't say this, but this was my paraphrase of it. Basically, you know, we don't need women who go tear the next woman down. We don't need a woman who's still broken and not even trying to heal, or allowing themselves to become a entity for the devil. Basically, that's just what it is. Because we have some women and men, because this domestic violence life is not just us women. I mean, it's more common with us as women to go through domestic violence, but there's men who went through domestic violence. There's men who go through depression. It's less common and less known because a lot of times men don't speak out about their depressions or their downfalls or what they're going through, which is very unfortunate. And hopefully men can eventually find their voices as well in these type of situations. But again, there's people who find their strength and they turn around and turn their pain into a passion. And there are some people who dwell in their pains, who dwell in their sorrows, and just choose to be the person who hurt or harmed them instead of not being that person, instead of changing themselves in a more positive way so that they can not only tell their testimony and inspire others, but also just be an influence or an example of what you should do after going through something that's so severe and traumatic. In one of the last videos, she also touched on some tips that she had as far as overcoming domestic violence. I want to reiterate on that and also give a couple tips that I have myself. One of them being finally coming to the conclusion that enough is enough. And when you finally say enough is enough and you really mean it and really stand on it, do not, I repeat, do not go back. I don't care if this is a husband, this is your baby daddy, this is your wife, this is your baby mom. It really doesn't matter. It's all about, do you really want to heal? Do you really want to strengthen yourself? Or are you going to continue to go through these things? Because the person can tell you so many times, I'm going to change, I'm going to do better, I'm going to get better, it's going to get better. But the only thing that changed is the action or how severe the abuse is. Because it always, a lot of times, it started off soft. It started off, like she said, as a push, then a slap, then a punch, then a drag, then a choking you until you unconscious, and a number of other things. Like, there are really vicious people out here who will tell you that they love you and manipulate you and really don't love you. They really using you because they're broken and they need to feel empowered because all their lives they feel like they didn't have no power. That's where most abuses come from. So yes, just knowing your worth, realizing that there is something more, there's something better out here for you, and really standing on, I'm leaving and I'm not going back. That's one. Two, again, and not always go back to this. At some point in time, you have to do that shadow work. You have to do that healing, and really sit with yourself and sit with the dark parts of yourself and understand that you are not your experiences. You are basically what I just said. You are not your experiences. There's so much more to life than pain. You're supposed to be loved. Love is something that everybody should be able to, that love is something that everyone should experience in life, whether it be platonic, like a friend, someone that you're just close to, whether it comes from a stranger. Simply saying hello with a smile and genuinely meaning that hello, it goes a long way. Okay, so number 3 is after you go through your shadow work and you realize your faults, or you realize the situation, and that was something else that I wanted to tap into. One of the ladies, they mentioned this. I did not get a chance to record this. I wish I would have, but she said a lot of abuse, a lot of victims who have been in domestic violence, it starts at an early age, meaning a lot of times your upbringing can shape your character of who you are as a person and what experiences you will go through in life. And if you have a bad upbringing, if you were in an abusive and dysfunctional household, whether that be physical, mental, or emotional abuse that you experienced as a child, this can affect you to the point where you out here looking for love. You out here settling for a person who's putting their hands on you. Instead of loving yourself, you want to find that love that you were missing, that you didn't have. And it's understandable, but at some point in time, you have to take responsibility for your actions, and you have to take into consideration, this is your life, so you go do and live the way that you choose. If you choose to allow a person to beat on you, and that's something that they do, that you know that's something that they do, or that's something that you allow them to do, they will continue to do it until you have enough. If life. So you go do and live the way that you choose. If you choose to allow a person to beat on you, and that's something that they do, that you know that's something that they do, or that's something that you allow them to do, they will continue to do it until you have enough. If you one of those people where you didn't receive love when you were younger from whoever, your mother, father, you can choose to be promiscuous. I mean, everybody's path is different, but you can choose to be promiscuous. You can choose to grow from above this and become a better person. You can choose to, if you're a male or female, you can choose to go out here and be a thug. You can choose to be a bully. It all is based upon, one, your upbringing, two, what you decide to do, but ultimately, when you become an adult, you're responsible for the way that your life pans out. So, you know, if your life was not so good, understand that someone else's life was not good as well. We all done went through something, been through something, so everybody's life is not always together, and that's okay. But don't forever use what you've been through as an excuse to be a shitty person. And don't use what you've been through as an excuse to keep allowing people to manipulate and use and abuse you. Grow from that. We have to grow from that. We have to heal from that. We have to overcome that. This is a curse, a generational curse that has been placed upon so many of us, and all it takes is for us to really identify them and turn the negative into a positive. Make our situations work for us. Don't use your bad for more bad. Use your bad for good. Inspire someone else who has been through what you've been through, and influence them to want to do better or grow from what they've been through. The third thing, well, maybe the third or the fourth, I don't know where I'm at now. But the fourth thing would be the process of rebuilding. So, and this can come in many different forms. Whatever form you feel like you need to rebuild, whether it be your wardrobe, the environment, the people that you choose to hang around, the way that you carry yourself, your mental, you know, elevate. We always want to evolve and elevate. Or it being, you know, financially. A situation can drain you financially as well, and you got to rebuild from that. And that's all okay. This is a part of life. This is something that we go through. It's very unfortunate, but again, like I just said, you can always turn your situation around. It is all in your hands. It is all in your control, because this is your life. What do you want to do with your life? Who do you want to be? A lot of people that are famous, rich, and successful, they didn't start off famous, rich, and successful. They went through some things. They were homeless. They have been through domestic violence. They have been emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally abused. But they decided to do something more with their lives, and that's okay. Also, something else that I want to touch on, going back to what one of the women from the 360 Sisters of Hope group has said. It does not matter the amount of money that you have. You never know what a person going through. Like I said about we all go through something, you never know what a person going through. So don't look down upon someone who is a prostitute, or someone, the homeless people that you see on the streets, the crackheads that you see. They didn't get there, you know, like it. Majority of the times they have went through something. A lot of times in their childhood, whether it be you were raped and molested, whether it be you were abused physically at home, whether it be you had an influence, someone else who was on drugs and they influenced you. A lot of people fall to peer pressure, and because they want to fit in and all this other stuff. So a lot of times, and again, this is all your decision. Not saying because you were sexually assaulted that means that you're going to be a prostitute, or it's okay for you to be a prostitute. But we all go through, I think, we all go through our trials, our tribulations. Just be mindful that people are going through life. You can't judge a person for what they going through, what they've been through, where they at right now, or where they going. Only thing you're supposed to be doing is one, heal yourself so you can two, turn around and pour them blessings back onto someone else. That's it. That's all. But I'll be back again to continue this video because we finna dance and do Zumba. Okay? I already hear the music. What you do to me, I know what it is. You want it for me. Oh,